Is March 21st, Tuesday, March 21st, 2023. So if you're tuning in for segment 2 of Buyside, I would like to welcome you. If you are coming back from this morning sessions, thanks for coming back. If you're new for this afternoon, thank you. I'm going to plug real quick, March 23rd, we're going to have some CRM clients, Earnest electronic EMDs, gets rid of the paper checks, which is a great tool. Sarah and Linda will be here with title topics and mortgage minute. I'm going to do a recap of Toolkit CMA, and Kristen is going to do some e-cards in RWT Connect. So we've got lots of good things coming up on Thursday. Again, 10, 10:30, 11, 11:30. Quick lunch break, 1 and 1:30. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you back again. And then on Friday, I will be doing a live with Tim at 9 a.m. and I will answer all the questions that are popping up in your heads that are coming out. So if you got questions that you think about after today and you want to get some answers to them, bring them on Friday morning at 9 o'clock and I will answer them or get the answers for you. We'll be doing this every Monday and Friday. Going forward, will be 1 o'clock on Mondays and 9 o'clock on Fridays. And starting next week, we will have, I think Monday, the 27th, will be live with Kristen. And then we'll have another live on Friday with me, and to be determined at this point. So we're going to go through those and work out all of your questions. But again, right now it's time for Buyside with Kristen Fredericks, and I'm going to turn it over to Kristen.
Thank you so much. All right, let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right, so we are talking now about Buyside 2, which is all about buyers. So in Buyside 1, we covered the coming soon listings and how to put in a coming soon listing. Buyside 2 is going to talk about buyers and adding buyers and why buyers are important to this system. I'm going to show you a couple things. The two things I'm going to show you today will be the BMA, or the buyer market analysis, something you can take on a listing presentation. I will be doing Buyside 3, I believe, on March 28th. So we'll talk all about the BMA and how to do those on March 28th. And then the fourth topic for Buyside is the home value site and how to market all of that. And again, that's going to be on March 28th as well. So hopefully you'll join me for part 3 and part 4, but I'm going to show you how all of this integrates together. So we call these the 4 tenets of Buyside. They do all work together, so it'll be one giant puzzle piece when we get it all together here. All right, so I am back in RWT Connect. This is our intranet over on this side here. And if I scroll down, you'll be able to find Buyside right here again in that quick link center. You'll also be able to click quick links, and this is where an additional button for Buyside will be. This area up here, we reserve for tools that we use all the time. So occasionally we swap them out if for whatever reason a tool you're looking for is not available here. It's most likely under the quick links right here. Just for the sake of time today, I've gone ahead and already logged in. Remember, if you click Buyside from this area, you do not need a username or password in order to log in. It'll take you directly to your Buyside dashboard. So let's go ahead and take a look at some buyers. You can put buyers into the system same way that you would actually put in a listings. For those of you who are here for Buyside 1, you're going to go to Add and then Add Buyer. And it's going to allow you to put in as much information as you would like. You won't have the assigned agent. I happen to be logged into one of my admin accounts, and that happens to be me. So you actually start with the locations. So you'll have to go ahead and put in at least one location. I love the fact that they give us the option to do school districts versus cities and zip codes. I'm just going to go ahead and put in 23430. I happen to be a Smithfield girl, so that is where we're going to go today. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and scroll down to my features here. Now, again, remember, for putting in buyers, you only have to put in the information that's actually asterisked and required. But the more information that you put in here, the more likely you are to match. And it gives you a percentage of matching, and we'll show you that in just a second. So maybe I need to go ahead and have, I need at least 4 bedrooms, and my clients are looking for 2.5 baths. And maybe I'm looking for 2,000 plus square feet. Don't really care about the floors or the garage. Don't really care about the age of home, but all of that is available in here. You can see those here. All right. And then desired lot size. Maybe I'm going to go ahead and put at least half an acre. And then it's going to ask me what kind of property types. Now, this is where you could start to get into adding multiples. So if my client is looking for a single family detached, or maybe a farm and ranch or something like that, we can go in any direction. We usually see this for things like condos and cluster petty homes, things like this, if you want to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and stick with single family detached here. It's going to ask you what kind of property condition, and this is just an indicator for these buyer profiles of saying things that they might be into. Maybe you've got somebody who needs to move very, very quickly. They're not going to be able to do a lot of repairs. They just need to kind of move in and keep going. Maybe you go ahead and turn on turnkey for them because you know that they're not going to be ready for a fixer upper. They just don't have that kind of time, or maybe they don't have that kind of money to put into a fixer upper. But of course, you can always change this as well if you need to. And then, of course, you can also choose the house styles, and there's lots and lots and lots to choose from in here. If you aren't sure, just go ahead and turn them all on, or just go ahead and leave it blank. You can also put some public comments in here. Do remember that these public comments, other agents would be able to see these. So these are going to remain the same as almost like public remarks for listings. You're not going to want to give away your client's advantage. You're not going to want to give away any information that is, confidential in here. This is just something like generic information. My clients really want to be in this particular school district, but they'll also look at this one. My clients are really, really interested in a pool. It's very important to them. You can put those kind of comments in here. Those are kind of just generic talking points that wouldn't affect your confidentiality. You do have the ability to put your musts, likes, and dislikes in here. So maybe they must have a fenced yard. That can go here as well. Maybe they do not want an HOA. Maybe they would like a corner lot. Maybe a swimming pool is a must-have for them. You can always change it to like too. So you have these options here that you can always turn on and turn off. Notice that this is not required here. So we're starting to get into some very specific information. Okay. I see a question real quick.
Yeah, is it possible you could make that screen a little bigger?
Sure. How's that for you?
That's good. That's better. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So we'll be able to go down here. Next will be our financials. And again, you only have to put in some basic information here, but most of this is for matching. So maybe they're pre-qualified, maybe they haven't done anything yet, and then what their price range is going to be. So maybe these guys are looking from 300,000. I'm just going to put a wide range in here to maybe 600,000. And a date that they need to purchase by. Go ahead and put this out as long as you need to here. Maybe they want to move in maybe before the school year starts. Right. And then you can also choose what type of home buyer they are. So whether they have to sell, whether they don't have to sell, they're currently renting, relocation. We get down here into the buyer details. Now, I want you to notice it says this info is only seen by you. So you can leave it so that you can just log into the system and see what's going on. So don't alert the client or alert you as the agent of things that match. If you're working with a lot of buyers, sometimes you leave that off and just go ahead and manually look at it. You can set it to alert me. So that's alerting you as the agent that there's a possible match that comes into the system, either coming soon or an MLS listing. And then you have that third option that says you want to alert the client directly and CC you. I would say the majority of agents I work with usually just leave it on alert me so they can go ahead and control that conversation. And the other portions use the alert my client directly and CC me. But the majority of people I think use alert me. And then you can go ahead and put this information in here. Now, do remember that this information is only seen by you in this case. Okay, so we have Bob Buyer and Bob Buyer at fakeemail.com. You can put a phone number in there if you want to. We are not going to show those contact details. Go ahead, Tim.
We got a couple of questions. Liz?
Sorry, it took a while to unmute it.
No, you're good.
I have a question. With respect to the lot size, when you put in the criteria, not all listing agents or listings have a lot size. So how will it exclude or include properties that are missing a non-required field from the MLS?
So it is based on a percentage match. And when I go, I'm going to add this buyer and then we'll go and I'll show you where those matches will be. So it's going to try to match as close as possible, but it is going to exclude some of the criteria if it doesn't match. You'll have 100% match, 96% match, all the way on down.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Elaine?
The features. Where you had, for example, fixer-upper or all those other things, is there any way to put not a fixer-upper?
We would just consider that turnkey.
All right, thank you.
All right, Lynn Haven office.
Yeah. Sorry, I had a comment. Sorry. So I just am trying to get a little bit of clarity. The part at the very end where it says like this is only the information seen by you. Can I guess if it matches, can a listing agent see all that information about our buyer, like as far as like when they want to close things like that, or is that just I guess information the algorithm uses to determine if it's a match?
So they
Like,
will not, yeah, they will not be able to see anything down here at all, but they will be able to see this information that you're inputting up in this direction here.
Okay, I think I'm just a little, I guess like what would be the roundabout way? And I'm just like using a hypothetical here. But if I put their maximum price for their, to match, I don't want another agent to know what their max is if they find a house that's not as high. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a little bit of a disadvantage to my buyer for the other agent to know that they qualify up to 6, but they might have matched with a house that was 4.
But don't forget, they can't see which client this is. They have no identifying information at all. Literally, it's just going to be a number from their side. And you can always expand out these minimum and maximum price ranges if you wanted to keep it more confidential.
So they won't know that, I guess, like the match is coming from like they won't get, so this is Rebecca Staler. They won't get like an alert like Rebecca Staler has a client that matched with your property, or
it'll only identify you as the agent, and then it's going to just give your buyer an ID number with some of their basic information.
Okay.
So
yeah.
no contact information, no identifying information other than what you put in here.
Okay. But if I click at the bottom, the alerts, like do not alert, only alert me. That's like, I guess sorry. And I'm just like thinking out loud, trying to think this through, because at the end of the day, if I only have one buyer and then I go and write an offer on the house and they know that I'm the match with it, they're gonna be like, oh, well, I know that they qualified up to 600,000. That's where I'm a little like, I guess maybe pushing the brakes here for a minute, trying to understand how that's a benefit for the buyers.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that we've had to overcome some of these objections in the past, and I think a lot of it is that not every single agent puts every single buyer in here, and
Okay.
they wouldn't necessarily know that it was that specific person.
Gotcha. Okay, that's all I want to clarify. Thank you.
Still with Lynn Haven now, I have a second question.
Sure.
If you are getting alerted, if I choose alert me first, and I have 15 different buyers, actively looking, am I going to get 15 different emails, or will it batch them together?
So it will show up on your hot sheet that will come out at the end of the day. You actually have a choice in your notifications, whether just to receive the hot sheet or to receive direct email individually all the time. So you actually control that communication. If you only want to know once a day whether something matches or not, that's up to you, and you can change that in your notification settings.
Be a Friday morning question, but I'm going to ask now. So earlier we talked about Real Scout. We set up clients. Is there a particular portal CRM that you would recommend that maybe we put our clients' info in once and it will auto populate to these other accessory programs?
Thursday morning at 10 a.m. Yes.
Thank you.
And we're going to show you how all of that will integrate as well. And we're starting up those conversations about, we're integrating a lot of the tools that you guys have and integrating the tools from us in the other direction as well. So we're trying to get everything talking to each other and making sure that we can share as much stuff out of one place as possible for you guys, because we know that your job is to sell, not necessarily to have to manage a CRM in 18 different places. So we're trying to make it as easy for you as we can, and we're definitely listening when we have these conversations about trying to make sure that we can have one spot for things as much as we can.
All right, any more from the Lynn Haven office? And I know you guys have a couple people in there. All right, let's go to Ray then.
Yeah, hi. Am I correct in understanding that you're able to put in more than one location?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, all right. And then does this feed directly from the MLS, or is this just within RW Town that it's going to feed?
So this does not feed from the MLS. Our MLS does not talk to anybody. What it does feed from, however, we haven't addressed this yet, but instead of adding buyers manually to the system like this, if you have clients set up to receive property notifications directly from our website system, then they automatically get added into here. So again, it goes back to that question of, do I have to do things twice, or is there a central location? One of the ways that we tie this together with our intranet and with our website product is that if you have property notifications coming out of that, those people are automatically added into the system as a buyer. You always have the option, of course, to go in and take them out if you want to, but it just eliminates one step of having to do it.
All right, that's all we have for right now, Kristen.
Okay, perfect. All right, let me just refresh here before I hit the button at the bottom. So we've added some locations in here, and of course I can add an additional location. Let me show you that here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 4. And then I don't know, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Sure, there we go. So now they're looking in Smithfield and the lower parts of Virginia Beach for the same thing here. And we've gone ahead and put in some features. Again, we don't need to put in anything except for what's required here. We've gone ahead and chosen some basic information. I haven't put any public remarks in here. Done some pretty quick qualification stuff in here, what kind of buyer they are. And I'm going to set this one to only alert me. So I want to be the point of conversation for my client. And then I'm going to go ahead and hit add buyer. So it's going to give you something. It's like, do you want to put public comments in? It'll increase your views. In this case, I'm not going to, but you are welcome to if you want to. So this is the profile and what it looks like on the agent side. So this is you. So this is you looking at your own client right now. So just remember that this is your dashboard, your information. Another agent cannot see this portion of it. So you can go ahead and edit the profile anytime. You'll notice that it started to assign stars to certain things. So if their purchase date is a little bit faster, if they're ready to buy or they have a kind of pre-qualification status, it'll turn the buyer stars on. Just to kind of give an alert that this is a pretty serious hot buyer on the other side. And again, you can go ahead and change out this information if you need to for any reason. All right, I'm going to go back to my dashboard here. Hopefully it takes me back to the right dashboard. It did not. To my agent view here. There we go. So I now have Bob Buyer and he's up here. Remember, this is my dashboard. I'm seeing these. These are my clients in here. And it's going to start to show me things that are available. So I have these 4 buyers in here right now. And things are showing me this. So I'm seeing the matches that are available for these people. So he will start to match here pretty soon. The system is probably working that out right now. This client here has 2 MLSs that match him, but 0 non-MLS. So that non-MLS are those coming soon listings. So if you remember from Buyside 1 earlier today, we were able to put coming soon listings into the system. Until they go live into the MLS, they are non-MLS listings and it'll show up here as 1 and you'll be able to see that that matches that particular person. So I'm going to go ahead and show you another quick feature here. We do have the ability to have buyers that are inactive. So anybody who has fallen off the system, so you can tell from some of my old training classes on here, that we have some inactive people. We can go ahead and turn those back on if you need to. Sometimes they fall off the system if their desired purchase date passes. And then this goes back to that question that we had earlier. How did they get here? So you can tell that this one was added directly. So this is something that I added to the system by going to that add buyers. But you can see this one here from a saved search from the website. So if this was an agent website, so I'm going to use Ralston, for example. It could be save search from www.ralstonaudain.com. It's going to show that this matches because of having a saved search and a property notification that's coming from the website already. So these are my inactive buyers here. All right, so let's work with some buyers. Okay, and let's take a look at some of that information real quick. Hopefully this goes back. Yes, it does. Okay. So I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look at this one because it has 2 MLS matches to it in the system. And it's showing me that it has 2 matching listings in here. And it's just kind of giving us that. Oops. There we go. I need to lower this. Sorry, guys. There we go. And it's showing me that I have 2 matches in the system. So it's matching both of these homes in Chesapeake. And here's where you can go ahead and contact that other agent. It's going to say, I may have the perfect buyer for your listing. I have provided the buyer details below. Please contact me for more information. Let's see what we can do to make this deal happen. You'll also be able to see who these agents are. If you want to go ahead and just click on those MLS IDs, we're going to go ahead and select all. And we can, of course, just go ahead and send that email. And it's literally going to send that from the system that says that you as an agent are sending this message, and it's going to go to those 2 people here. We have this exact same thing, by the way, on the listing side. So when listings are in here, coming soon listings or MLS listings, it looks exactly the same way. And you can say, you can contact the listing agent that says, or the buyer's agent that says, hey, I have a listing that might match your buyer. And you can actually go ahead and send them a message as well. So it works both directions on this one. You'll be able to go in and see that. So let me show you where this buyer information comes in handy. This is going to be Buyside 3 and Buyside 4. Buyside 3, we're actually going to cover the buyer market analysis. I've gone ahead and pulled one up. We are in the process of rebranding this, by the way. They have our artwork and we're getting ready to rechange this for you. So this is a report that can be run that you can take to a listing presentation that is going to show the strength of the company, the strength of the buyer profiles, the strength of networking. So it's going to, I'm going to just pop on down here and it's going to show us things like this. We know where buyers are searching. Here's a heat map that shows all the different the activity. And it's going to show us all the online activity in various quantities here, just in Virginia, within a 5-mile radius of that house, within a 5-mile radius and within the home's price range. Within a 5-mile radius, within the price range, looking for a 4-bedroom. So again, this is if you're going on a listing presentation. And then we're going to get down to the meat here. So as you're sitting in a listing presentation and you can say, I can go back to the office right now. We can put in a, and we can start researching these buyers that are already in the system and I can contact these agents. This is a networking opportunity for you. So these are potential buyers actively searching between, and here's that price range. That price range was determined in a different part of the report. We'll talk about that in Buyside 3 when we talk about this BMA. But this is all the information that they are going to receive on the consumer side. So it's just the buyer ID. Everybody has a buyer ID. You can actually look these up in the system. Of course, the consumer can't, but you can as an agent. And then it's going to give some basic information about them. Notice that none of this is clickable. Okay, so this happens to be a PDF that's going out that you can do for the BMA, but none of this is clickable and it's all basic information. So Buyside 4 that we will talk about talks about the home value site. So that's that portal that says, how much is my home worth? Somebody can enter an address. It's going to pull up an instant report. It looks really similar to this with a little bit less information. I've gone ahead and done one already. So I popped in the same email. This is what the public would see on their side. So again, they're seeing those valuations. They're seeing some information about the buyers, and we're scrolling down. And this is saying that we have 13 buyers in the system who are looking for a home just like yours right now. And this is what it looks like. And again, none of this is clickable. And this is the only information they see. If they want to know more about this, or if they want you to investigate these people, they need to contact you as an agent. But yes, this is all the information that they can see on their end. That's it. So it's all very confidential. All right, I'm going to go back to my dashboard here. Oops, sorry, wrong dashboard. And I want to look at the find buyers. So as an agent, I'm coming in and I have a listing coming up. Maybe it's not ready for coming soon. Maybe I'm going to sign the paperwork on Friday, but I just kind of want to look in the system and see what buyers might be out there for this listing when I go ahead and put it in as a coming soon this Friday. If I go over to find and I go to find buyers, I want you to see what this looks like from the other side. So this is what it looks like when you are trying to contact other agents who might have buyers. This is the information that you can see that's available. So right now it's trying to pull it up around me within this area here. So we can see the buyer IDs. And we can see, again, this basic information. This is one of the reasons why I show you that form first about how to add buyers. So you can see what this will look like on this side. I'm going to just click on one of the buyer IDs. Maybe this is a match for whatever I'm looking for. And you can see in the system. So she's put some basic information. Here's those general comments. So here she's saying turnkey with little to no work, prefers hardwood floors. These are the kind of generic comments that might be good. They've got 3 dogs, so they need a yard. This is their target price, what they are. And then, of course, they have buyer strengths because she's filled in a bunch of different information. And you do have a way to contact that buyer's agent and talk to them. So the send email will activate as soon as you put in a coming soon listing into the system, or you have an MLS listing already that happens to match this particular buyer. You'll be able to send that same kind of information that you would have if you were on the other end. So we looked at it before. If you had the buyers and now you're looking at it as if you were the listing agent. So same kind of email. Hey, I think I have a buyer that matches this particular, or this listing. I have a listing that matches this buyer. Please contact me. It's also just going to prompt you to add that listing if there isn't one in here for whatever reason. There is nothing stopping you from picking up the phone and saying, hey, Kimberly, I saw on Buyside, you have this person who's looking for this thing. I have a home coming up this Friday that's coming soon, and just having that conversation. So there's nothing stopping you from just picking up the phone versus having to send an email if you need to as well. So she's added some basic information in here and she's done a couple of things. So there's her must have. She has a primary master on the first floor here. Let's see. And we have a fenced yard. She has no dislikes in here, but some basic information. So that's all you can see. So there's no contact information. And again, you can see this as an agent, but this is not what the consumer sees. The consumer will only see that ID and that very tiny bit of information. But you as an agent would be able to see the buyer information except for the contact information and anything else that was hidden by the agent who entered it. If you're looking just to match, there is a search feature up here at the top. So you can always change it for city, zip code, bathrooms, price, things like that. And you can see all the various buyers that happen to be in the system.